Welcome to Top 8s. Today's list is the top 8 most invasive species in the United States. All the animals on this list are in the U.S. by no fault of their own. These are man-made problems. Invasive species are considered a big problem because they can spread disease to native species as well as outcompete them for food and territory, and eventually drive the native species to extinction. In some cases, they are also a nuisance and danger to humans. With that being said, let's get into the list. Number 8, murder hornets, aka Asian giant hornet. This hornet is native to Asia. They can get over 2 inches with a 3-inch wingspan. They eat a large variety of insects, but they're known for attacking honeybee colonies, during which time they decapitate the bees and eat their larvae. In Japan, the hornets kill up to 50 people a year. They were first found in Washington State in the fall of 2019. Scientists believe they hitched a ride on a ship cruising the Pacific and escaped in the port of Vancouver. They eventually made their way to Washington State, where they seem to have been confined to since 2019. In May of 2022, scientists set 1,000 hornet traps, which turned up no murder hornets, leading scientists to believe that murder hornets are possibly no longer invasive. Number 7, cane toads. Cane toads are native to South and Central America. They can get up to 9 inches long, and the females can lay up to 30,000 eggs. They are poisonous to most animals that try to bite them. They pose a big threat to pets and small children. Cane toads are invasive mainly in the states of Florida and Hawaii. They were introduced in the 30s and 40s to control agricultural pests of sugarcane. They are now well established and problematic in both states. There have been no design programs for eradication of cane toads. Instead, it's up to residents to deal with problem toads on their property. Number 6, northern snakehead. The northern snakehead is native to Asia. They are well known for having the ability to survive 3 to 7 days out of water. They are one of the top predators in fresh water. They can grow up to 3 feet and weigh 20 pounds. They reproduce extremely fast. Females carry up to 100,000 eggs. The presence of snakeheads in United States waters was first brought to light in the early 2000s, after fishermen started catching them in the Washington, D.C. area. It's believed they were introduced from aquarium dumpings and both accidental and intentional release from fish markets. To combat the northern snakehead, ponds were drained or electrofish, and anglers were encouraged to catch and kill. Despite efforts today, the northern snakehead is well established on the East Coast, mainly in the Chesapeake Bay. It's reported that crayfish have been wiped out completely in some areas due to the northern snakehead. Number 5, nutria. The nutria is a large aquatic rodent from South America. They can weigh as much as 20 pounds. Like many animals on this list, they reproduce fast. Females can have more than a dozen offspring a year. Nutria were introduced in the 1800s and early 1900s for the fur trade. By the 1950s, the once booming fur trade had collapsed, and many nutria farmers released them into the wild where their numbers grew. They expanded all over the country, wreaking havoc with their endless and destructive appetite of native plants. To combat nutria, there have been campaigns of trappings, poisonings, and bounties. One man in the bayou earned over $50,000 by turning in 10,000 nutria tails. Number 4, Burmese python. The Burmese python is a native of Southeast Asia. They can get over 20 feet long. They are an apex predator. Back in the 1980s, the exotic pet trade was booming in Miami. Burmese pythons were among the most popular. As time went on, many irresponsible owners would release them when they would get too big. Along with that, in 1992, Hurricane Andrew destroyed a python breeding facility, releasing countless snakes into nearby swamps. Today, the Burmese python is well established in the Everglades. Since the Everglades are so hard to survey, it's estimated to be anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of them living in the Everglades. They have decimated the region's small to medium mammal population, and wreak havoc on the area's ecosystem. To attempt to control them, there's no restrictions on hunting them, and they also have incentive programs for killing them. Number 3, Asian carp. A native of Asia, the Asian carp can grow up to 4 feet long and weigh 90 pounds. They cause serious damage to native fish populations because they outcompete them for food and space by a large margin. Asian carp were imported in the 1970s to control algae bloom in aquaculture facilities and also to be farmed for food. Floodwaters cause these exotic fish to spread into local river streams and lakes. As a result, there's believed to be millions of Asian carp in the United States, mainly inhabiting the Mississippi River basin. Some methods scientists are using to control the fish are altering their eggs so that their offspring are sterile. They are also reintroducing alligator gar between Tennessee and Illinois to increase predation on the Asian carp. The public is also encouraged to start eating lots of carp meat. They've renamed the Asian carp to kopi to try to make the fish more attractive to eat. Number 2, wild boar. The wild boar population in the U.S. are a combination of domestic pigs, the Russian wild boar, and a hybrid of the two. On average, adults weigh between 75 to 250 pounds, but some get twice as large. They can get up to 3 feet in height and 5 feet in length. In the 1900s, the Russian wild boar was introduced into parts of the U.S. for the purpose of sports hunting. Escaped domestic pigs will go on to add to those numbers. Today, there's estimated to be 6 million wild boar living in 35 states. They cause widespread damage to natural resources because they consume large amounts of vegetation. They destroy plants with their rooting and rough behavior. They eat or uproot protective, sensitive, unique, and rare plants. To combat them, hunting is encouraged. The most effective methods are aerial shooting and live trappings, followed by euthanasia. Number 1, feral cats. Cats are believed to have originated in Africa from the African wildcat. The majority of cats in the United States are thought to have come over with early colonists. The population of feral cats in the United States are estimated to be between 60 to 160 million. Feral cats impact native wildlife through predation, competition, and spread of disease. Cats are highly prey-driven and like to kill for fun. A 2013 study done by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service concluded that feral cats are the single largest human-caused threat to wildlife. The study determined that feral cats are accountable for 1 to 4 billion bird deaths and 6 to 22 billion mammal deaths since the year 1500. Feral cats have contributed to the extinction of 63 species worldwide, according to a separate 2016 study. To combat feral cats, there are spay and neuter programs, as well as adoption and euthanasia. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.